Rallied supporters in Rome, Democratic leaders and local parents, they raised concerns about how his policies are impacting Georgians.
Atlanta News First reporter Abby Casores explains tonight from the Georgia State Capitol.
Here at the Capitol, quiet hallways and empty desks. But in Rome, you have flags, cheers, and a packed steel plant. Air Force One landed in Rome Thursday afternoon. The president stopped at the Varsity, a Georgia classic, before heading to Coosa Steel Corporation, where supporters waved signs and snapped photos.
Thank you very much. It's great to see a vibrant place.
His remarks focused on affordability and the economy, arguing families are better off now during his administration.
And thanks to what I call the Trump tariffs, business at Coosa Steel is booming again. We just spoke, it's booming. And in October, you received your first large order for tire racks since 2014. It was a big, massive order.
The visit comes as Republicans compete for Georgia's open 14th congressional district seat, previously held by Marjorie Taylor Greene. President Trump endorsed Clay Fuller, drawing national attention to the race. The stop also comes as GOP candidates across Georgia begin lining up for 2026 contests. Meanwhile, 100 miles south, a sparse state Senate chamber. Several Republican lawmakers, including Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, Trump's pick for governor, traveled to Rome. At the Capitol, Democratic leaders and parents held a press conference on the economy.
I get to speak with parents, and I'm trying not to cry, that can't afford groceries.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, grocery prices in the South are up nearly 3% over the past year, and Georgia has seen tens of thousands of layoffs in recent months. Lola Green, a disabled veteran and mother of a child with autism, says families are feeling the strain.
Tale as old as time. The people at the bottom get hit the most. I'm one of those people that are at the bottom, and I am getting hit the most.
He's coming here to lie. He's coming here to gaslight. He's coming here to portray a version of the truth that does not exist.
Republican leaders in Rome say the president's message is energizing supporters as campaigns ramp up statewide. With the 14th district congressional race and other statewide races just heating up, both Democrats and Republicans can use the president's message today for the next election cycle. At the state capitol, I'm Abby Casores.